Welcome back to DaveStation here on the Chorizo Machine channel. And as promised, we're taking a look at some official PlayStation Magazine UK demo discs. Now with me is the main man. Mike is back. How you doing, Mike?
Oh, mate, I'm doing well. I've been really looking forward to doing this. I've been nagging Dave on WhatsApp. Hurry up and get a free evening this week. I want to do demo discs. And he's like, all right, Mike, chill. What do you want to do, you know? So we went over it, didn't we? We went over WhatsApp what demo discs we wanted to take a look at in this episode. Dave, you tell us more. So where are we going to begin this?
We're going to begin with the very first UK PlayStation Magazine demo disc. This is the first version. And you'll notice something about it. All of these games are Psygnosis games. Every single one of them on this disc, the very first one. They're all Psygnosis ones. Now, there's a mixture here. Some are playable, some are videos. Now, in particular, I'm going to take a look at Destruction Derby. So let's go for Destruction Derby.
Can we quickly just touch on that sound effect when you move that? Do it again.
Oh, this one.
It's so strange. I love it. Let's do it. Destruction Derby. Oh, wow. It shows the cover art. Look at that.
That is awesome. Now, that sound effect, that actually comes from Wipeout.
Was that what it was? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so when you tinker in the Wipeout menus, that's the sound effect that it plays.
Changing the subject, what do you think of when you see that Psygnosis owl on the loading screen? I always think of the Amiga.
I always think of the Amiga, and in particular, I think is it Lemmings that's Psygnosis? Yes, of course it is. It's Lemmings. It is. Yeah. Wow, a lovely high-res Destruction Derby logo showing there. That's cool. Oh, yeah, that's familiar.
Very familiar.
Very much so. Oh, okay. Is this a rolling demo? I think it is.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a playable one.
I can remember this because this was on the demo one, the first ever demo one as well. It was a rolling demo. I can remember this.
So, did you buy this magazine, mate?
I did, yeah, at various times. Not at the start because, like yourself, I was a late adopter of the PlayStation, so we were already a couple of years in. So what I'll do is I'll see if I can... Oh, no, I can't skip this. It's going to play through. But anyway, yeah, Destruction Derby. No, I'm trying to remember. When would I have first bought a magazine? Probably 97. Would have been around about that sort of time.
Yeah, I think that's about the same for me. I wish I still owned these magazines. They'd probably be worth a few quid now. But yeah, I bought a few. And we will get to one of the discs, guys, that I actually did have, and which will bring back memories. I loved this game.
So did I. I absolutely loved it. And the thing is, I liked both the Destruction Derby mode and the Wrecking Racing mode. I thought they were both brilliant, and you're just seeing some screenshots now of the game. I liked both of those modes. Wasn't a massive fan of the stock car racing, and this is going to sound bad, but didn't really see the point to it.
Yeah, I get that. I'm the same. But it was just so much fun. It was such a good game. The sequel was good. What's next?
So shall I go for Wipeout? Let's go for it.
Let's do it. Oh, I remember that.
I remember that box art. Now, is this going to be playable, or is this going to be another video, I wonder? A rolling demo. We'll soon find out.
Yeah, I never played this, guys, as I said in episode 1 when Dave had a quick play of Wipeout on the demo disc. That was on the PlayStation demo disc, which would have been bundled, I think, Dave, with your console.
Yeah, that's right. The demo 1. That's right.
Yeah, but I played 2097. I have played this since. Here we go. It's going to be...
It's another rolling demo. But interestingly, it's stopped.
Has it crashed?
I think it might have. Oh, hang on. Hey. It's taking me back to the menu again. 3D Lemmings?
So the disc is slightly scratched, guys. Lemmings, here we go.
3D Lemmings. Now, I do want to cover this in the future on the old school series that we do, because that'll be an interesting game. In fact, I want to cover Lemmings full stop. So
I don't think I've played this 3D Lemmings.
Let's see if it's playable, or see if it's a video or rolling demo. Because I have played this.
Did this hit any other systems? Was it specific or exclusive to the PS1?
It also hit the Sega Saturn, and it was released on the PC as well, because I remember actually playing the PC version.
That's interesting.
So it's loading. Of course, we're not cutting the loading times down. This is exactly how it would have been. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I get to play.
Here we go.
I'm actually going to get to play this by the looks of it. Now, the question is, do I remember how to play it? Level 1, that's right. Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, we're going to keep it authentic, guys, with the loading screens, as Dave just said, because that's what it would have been like. This looks beautiful.
Right, so I can select the abilities using that, but how the hell do I... Oh, of course. Oh, my God, these controls are weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, I've only played the first Lemmings religiously on the Amiga. I adored it. This looks crazy, being able to do this with the camera, but it also looks a bit awkward.
Yeah, it's incredibly awkward because I'm trying to figure out how you rotate the camera around.
I wouldn't have touched this on the PS1, mate, for one reason and one reason only. You couldn't be able to play it on a mouse, and that's how I played it on the Amiga. I could not play this on controller, not a chance.
Totally agree. And as you can see, they're all dying because I'm struggling. I don't know what I'm doing here in terms of controls. It's amazing.
Yeah, you need to put a blocker in there somewhere, don't you, to stop them all falling.
Yeah,
but
it'd be nice to be able to change the camera view to something I could use.
Yeah.
Oh no.
There we go.
Oh, here we go.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, they're all dying. There's nothing I can do about it. In fact, I needed lots of these floaters. That's what I really needed. Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah, the dudes with the umbrellas.
That's it. And you're going to see they're going to start to float down. There you go. But I don't know if they're going to survive, because where's the exit to the level? It's over here, I think. What? They're still dying anyway. Oh no, it's the others. It's the others. I think I've had just about enough of that. So I think we can move on to your first choice. Should we do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Wow, that music, nostalgia. So this is demo disc number 25. This is Mike's first choice out of the PlayStation Magazine demo discs. Now, Mike, what's the deal with Euro Demo 25? Tell us about this one.
I owned it, I think, somehow.
Okay.
Or I remember seeing it around a friend's house. I had a friend who had loads of these demo discs, so it might have been there. Dave's already hovering over it. He knows what I want to take a look at. It is Test Drive 4.
Yeah, so let's go for that. The continuation of the Test Drive series that started all the way back on the PC and the Amiga, I believe, all those years ago.
We got as an aside, I think we got a Test Drive remastered or something coming to the new consoles I heard about the other day. But
yeah, Test Drive Solar Crown, I think it is. I think that's the new Test Drive that's coming out.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Test Drive games. There was a cool one on the 360 that we liked. It was a bit ahead of its time. I think that was Test Drive anyway. Test Drive Unlimited? I can't remember. Oh, yes, wow, look at these.
Would have been Test Drive Unlimited and also Test Drive Unlimited 2. So, yeah, I know which car I'm choosing. Dodge Viper.
This is bringing back so many memories, man. I loved these discs. It was such a cool idea.
I can remember playing a demo disc with this on. Here we go.
Oh, wow. I remember this.
Wheel spin! Lots of it.
So it's automatic gears, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Just got to remember you change cameras. There you go, the triangle button. Yes, automatic gears. And this is just a straight-up arcade fun racing game. Now, I think, you have to correct me if I'm wrong if you've ever played this, it isn't just point-to-point. There are also some circuits that you can do on this.
I think they are circuits, yeah. Oh, what's that in there? He broken down, that car. This was a fantastic game, and I miss this kind of arcadey racer which uses real cars. It's such a cool concept.
Yeah, same as. We haven't really got anything like this anymore, have we? I know people might throw some games at us, like, for instance, Forza Horizon, but it's not as good and as straightforward as this.
No, maybe Grid. Grid is similar.
Yeah, potentially. I just like this. I like the style of it as well. Even for an old game, it still looks really, really cool.
It looks fantastic, but is the emulator doing any upscaling?
The emulator is doing absolutely zero upscaling. We've got everything set to native resolution settings.
There you go, guys. Look at this.
Oh,
it still looks fantastic.
Really, really does. Yeah, an AI car just took me out there, if you're wondering what happened. I got whacked.
I mentioned this on, I think, the driver video that we did a while back, but there were so many racers, or rather, the PS1 was a really good console for racers.
Had some absolutely outstanding races. In fact, we took a look at a demo of Porsche Challenge, didn't we, during the Demo 1 disc segment, which was really good as well. Yeah, and there's the cops are after me.
And while we think of it, guys, Dave and I were having a chat before we hit record. This was just going to be like a 3-episode mini-series.
Yeah.
But we've decided to keep this going for, 10 years. Because we've got so many demo discs to get through. So we'll keep this going. It'll be on the rotation with Retro Football and Old School and all the other series that we have. So just thought you guys would be interested in that. But this is awesome. It still looks so good. And the music's cool as well.
It is really, really cool. And our demo disc episodes series will extend beyond just PS1 demo discs. So we will take a look at Sega Saturn demo discs and also PS2 demo discs in future episodes, so keep your eyes peeled.
And also ZX Spectrum cover tapes. I'm kidding, guys, but that would be quite funny.
And Commodore 64 power packs.
Oh, I used to remember running home as a kid with a copy of Your Sinclair with a tape on the front, like sellotaped to the front of the cover. It was just such a late 80s, early 90s thing. But yeah, look at that, the most realistic 3D collisions ever. Coming Christmas. 1997.
Yeah, it's madness, isn't it? To think, 1997. So here we are, back to the menu. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see what else we've got here, Mike. So,
let's do it.
We've got Death Trap Dungeon. You ever heard of that?
No.
Bushido Blade, which I have heard of. Net Eurose.
Have a look at that, please.
This disc has got some Net Eurose things on it, or is it the Net Eurose promotional video?
I think it's that. I think it's a promo.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look, shall we? It's Net Eurose members demo. Oh, Net Eurose were created by members from the UK, USA, and Japan in the last few months. That was several years ago. Oh, I see. This is what the people were developing using Net Eurose.
Yeah. So, Dave, let the viewers who might not know exactly what Net Eurose is.
So think of it as you, as an individual, as a hobbyist, wanting to code your own Sony PlayStation games. Sony had you covered. They had a device known as the Net Eurose PlayStation, which was black. It looked like a standard PlayStation, but it was black. It was amazing. And yours truly owns one, by the way. It also came with various bits of software to develop games. You could code and develop your own games. And the PlayStation magazine actually had various demos, various games that people created themselves on the discs. And there's actually, Mike, one notable example of a game that actually became a full-on release, and it was called Devil Dice.
Wow, I didn't know that, I have to admit.
Yeah, Devil Dice. Again, I own a physical copy of that game. That started life as a Eurose project.
What would the Net Eurose have cost back in the day?
The console itself, with all the materials, all the hardware, would have cost you about £500, I think, if memory serves. And it was mail order only. It wasn't, something you could just go to a shop and buy. It was mail order only.
Yeah, I never saw
these
one.
Look cool. These look really cool, these demos, don't they?
They look fantastic. Now, we have had something kind of similar recent years on the PlayStation, guys, and that was Dreams, I think it was called, where you could do this, basically, create your own games, essentially. Yeah. And that's supposed to be pretty cool. My brother did lend it to me. I got the disc somewhere, but I still haven't tried it. But this was obviously way before Dreams. Your own console to make your own games. Look at this. Look at that.
Absolutely fantastic. And I bet you it's better than Battle Arena Toshinden.
I mean, look at this. But how complicated was it coding on Net Eurose? Was it like you had to know how to read and write a certain programming language?
Yes, absolutely. From what I can remember reading about this, you had to understand the programming language called C. So if you understood C language, you were sorted. Obviously, you needed to design your own graphics and other things and textures, because a game is nothing without some graphics and textures. It's not just code.
Look at that, though, guys. There's some talented people out there. That was so cool.
Yeah, and look at that. It gives you a number or Net Eurose inquiries. We'll have a quick look at what else is here. Abe's Odyssey, Croc, and Pa Rapper the Rapper. Wow.
I did not like that game. I know that's blasphemy to say as an early adopter of the PS1, but oh man, I just didn't like it at all. Let's have a look at Croc, because I don't remember it at all.
See, I do vaguely remember Croc, but this will give us a good reminder of it. So let's have a look at the Croc demo. I think this one's quite an interesting game. I think it's a 3D platformer, if my memory serves me correctly. Yeah, it is. There we go. This is the game I'm thinking of.
Published by Fox Interactive, okay.
Yeah, and it's going to look familiar to some of you. You definitely would have played this.
Look at this dude.
There's Croc. There he is. I think there's supposed to be a new Croc game coming out, actually, if my memory serves. Yeah, here we go.
I haven't played this. Wow, this looks super cool.
It's a 3D platformer. It looks fantastic.
But it was up against PS1's flagship 3D platformer, which we looked at the end of the demo disc last week on the last episode.
Yes.
I can't think of the name of it now.
Crash Bandicoot.
I wonder how... Yes, of course.
Yeah. Oh!
Of course.
Yeah.
So how did Croc do up against that franchise or that series? That would be interesting to find out, sort of sales figures or sales numbers and stuff. I mean, there's a reason why I haven't heard of Croc, and I have heard of Crash Bandicoot, so it's obvious which series did a lot better.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, I remember this in terms of I remember the game, remember hearing about it, but did I ever play it back in the day? No, I can't say I did, whereas Crash Bandicoot, I did.
Same, yeah, I played a few of them.
Yeah.
This looks decent. I mean, the PS1, we talked about the driver games. It also had some really good platformers on there. Just what a console. Just what a console.
It had you covered, didn't it, in so many different genres of game. You know, even your RPGs. If you loved your RPGs, you had your Final Fantasy games on the PlayStation.
Really good.
They were
really good for RPGs. Really good for sports games.
Amazing for sports games. Amazing for racers. Brilliant for beat 'em ups. Brilliant for platformers. I'm really running out of ideas.
Yeah, it's like you've just said, it had you covered, didn't it?
Had you covered for pretty much everything, even music creation software, because Music and Music 2000 were also released.
Oh, I loved music.
Same.
I loved that.
Same as. So, shall we move on to the next demo disc and the next selection? That amazing music again. So, we're here with another demo disc, this time demo disc number 28. So, we've moved on a few more since the last one we looked at. Now, there's one reason and one reason only that I've chosen this demo disc, because I've got memories of this. And it is because of GTA. The first GTA game demo was on this disc.
Yeah, this is, this would have been the first time I played GTA was because of this demo disc. But mate, I don't remember Pandemonium 2, so we'll have to have a look at that as well at some point.
We definitely will, and to throw a little bit of a retro football vibe to this, we'll look at Power Soccer 2 as well. So GTA, a friend of mine actually had this demo disc, and he lent me the demo disc. And then two other people that knew that he had the demo went and knocked on his door to borrow it. He told them Dave's got it, and they then turned up at my house, and I was like, yeah, I'm playing it. So see you later, lads.
It's just how it was, wasn't it, back then? It was so funny.
This game was so popular, and the coverage on it was so good, that was why everyone wanted this demo. Absolutely everyone. And this is where GTA began. This is where it all started.
Yeah, and in reality, and I might get criticised for saying this, it's not really a good game, I don't think.
It hasn't aged well. That's one thing I will say, because we've covered this game once before in the good old days on my old channel.
Yeah.
And we both sort of said at the time, it has not aged well, and it hasn't.
No, I find it a chore to play now, but back then...
So do I.
Wow, I was blown away.
Same as, because all I would do is just drive around and create as much carnage as I possibly could.
Same.
That was the idea.
Drive around in the Bulldog.
What an interesting choice of car name. Because look, you've got the phone, so I could get out. In fact, I will do, to trigger a mission. So here we go. There we are.
But I like that you raised that, or you told that story about people just calling around your house because they heard that you had the demo at your house. It's very similar here where I live. for the gamers, word spread like wildfire about this game.
Yes.
It was crazy. It was the start of a new generation of type of game. It was just crazy. We went over this guy's house, his name was Dave, funny enough, and we took this game, the full game, to his house. He had a PS1, he didn't own this game. There was just people turning up hour after hour just to, I mean, he was a popular guy, but just to see this game. Everyone huddled around the TV in his living room, his mum just bringing loads of cups of tea in for everyone, and just like everyone going crazy over this video game.
It's just mad, isn't it? It is just mad. It was similar, really, with Street Fighter 2 on the SNES. I know I'm going back a bit.
Yes.
But we knew people that had Super Nintendos and Street Fighter 2. And again, there'd be a few of us sort of all round there in their room playing Street Fighter 2 and absolutely loving it. And it was similar with this, but it is a chore to play. You can see how much difficulty I'm having. It is a real chore to try and play now.
If I remember correctly, is it you have to hold A to run rather than just use the D-pad to run? Use the D-pad just to turn the character, don't you?
That's right, yeah. It's almost like your classic tank controls. I'm having to use the X button to run.
There you go, yeah.
Oh,
that's what I don't like about it. It's tons of fun. It's very, very limited in what you can see. It's hard to play. I find it difficult to play now.
Yeah, same as. Very, very difficult. And that's not us, being too negative. It literally is. Going back to this, it is really, really hard to play. It's really rough as well.
Yeah, I think if I go back to GTA 3, though, on a PS2, I can still enjoy it.
Yeah, same as. I'm about to get arrested. So we will leave GTA there and we'll head back to the menu and check out Pandemonium 2. It's got to be done. Let's have a look at it.
So, shameless plug, guys. Check out the old school playlist if you haven't already, because we did cover Pandemonium, the original. One of the first games I played on the PS1, actually. I have never played this game, the sequel. It'll be interesting to see what this is like.
And one cool thing, and I know that magazine demo discs and demo discs in general are obsolete. This, for a lot of people, myself included in that, was the way we got to experience some of these games. Because I didn't own a lot of games in my PlayStation career, so to speak, back in the day.
Neither did I.
So games like this, I didn't own. I played it courtesy of the demo disc.
Yeah, same here, mate. I must have owned about 4 or 5 games max. I didn't own a lot. We used to do a lot of trading and borrowing from friends, but...
Yeah, same as. Exactly the same. Because that was how it was back then. There wasn't... certainly myself, I didn't earn a lot of money in those days, so I could afford maybe one game every so often, and we're talking months between games.
This looks incredible. I will tell you the games I owned, guys, actually, on the PS1, because I remember Tomb Raider, Wipeout 2097, a quirky first-person shooter, which was like a budget title called Disruptor.
Which was really good.
Which we have covered, I think, for old school. And I owned another game, and it wasn't F1 because I borrowed the F1. It was one of my favourite games. What was the other game? Or Actual Golf. They were the games.
Actual Golf.
Yeah, they were the games I owned on the PS1. I did a lot of borrowing from people though.
Yeah, same as. I mean, I did own a few more. So I had the likes of Die Hard Trilogy, Tomb Raider, Ridge Racer Revolution, Actua Soccer 2, Gran Turismo when that came out. But like yourself, I borrowed a hell of a load of other games.
I was quite lucky because people around my age, like, I had a lot of friends who also owned PS1s. So we were all at that kind of age as well. We were not kids anymore. We were like approaching adulthood, and it was just the console to own because I used it as my music center as well. I'd put audio CDs in and play them.
Wow, yeah, same as. It was my CD player for a while too, rigged up to my TV and some speakers. And I was the same as yourself. Everyone I knew, maybe barring 1 or 2 people, had PlayStations. The other 2 people either had a Sega Saturn or an N64. So we were covered either way. But most people I knew had a PlayStation because it was just so good. And there was a game for everyone. That's how I describe the PS1.
That might be the reason I didn't own more PS1 games, because I also bought an N64. We're all with my wages, guys. I worked part-time. I was in college, but I worked part-time in Tesco. You might have heard of Tesco if you aren't from this country. It is a big supermarket chain. Other supermarkets are available, but that's how I bought my console. So I owned an N64 as well with Zelda and what was the other game? GoldenEye. It came bundled with GoldenEye, Mario 64. So obviously I was spreading out money between two consoles. With hindsight, I wish I'd focused on the PS1 more.
Yeah. Because there would have been loads of other games, I'm sure, that you would have picked up. I mean,
yeah.
I also tell a lie. I did buy Resident Evil 3 Nemesis as well. That was one of the sort of last PS1 games I bought. Yeah, I did. That was right towards the end of its time, though.
I borrowed Resident Evil, the first, from a friend, and was terrible at it, because it's still difficult to this day. Never played any of the other Resident Evils until way, way later on in life. My brother, though, was crazy, as you know, Dave, about Resi. He loved Resi 2. But, Pandemonium 2, that looked okay. I think I still prefer the original.
Yeah, I think it was okay as well. It was a decent sequel. So we'll have a look at Power Soccer 2, and then we'll move on to Mike's next choice of the PlayStation magazine.
Sorry,
disc.
mate. Sorry to cut you off. I was going to say, can I quickly say, you don't have to take a look at it, but Courier Crisis is down there, which we covered on the Saturn a while ago.
We certainly did. That game, in fact, yes, I did play this demo. So I played Courier Crisis and quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was okay, that game, I have to admit, but the reviews thought otherwise. It was funny doing that video with you, all the reviews like 4s and 5s out of 10, and Dave was like, I liked it, I like this game.
I did. It was a guilty pleasure. I did like it. It was playable. That was the thing.
Yeah, it
wasn't really bad. Yeah. So this is Power Soccer 2, so let's see if this loads up.
It's not looking good.
It's looking suspiciously like it won't load up. Although some demos could take a while to load.
Yeah, the PS1 wasn't the swiftest when it comes to its loading times, but it's looking a bit black.
But this is
screen
taking the
to
pairs. Yeah, this is taking the pairs. We might have to move on to the next demo disc if that's the case. Hang on a minute. It's trolled me. Wow, that took an age to get to this point.
It did troll you indeed.
Yeah, so now we have to wait and see if it's going to take an age. Oh, here we go.
Shearer.
We're fired straight into it.
Shearer
for England. Yeah, if the controls would work. Which
it might be
they're
me.
not for some reason.
It's me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you as well. You're France.
I'm France and you're England. Oh, I love that. So it's picked up. We've got two controllers rigged up. I like that.
So what do you think, mate, of this series?
See, I didn't like Power Soccer or Power Soccer International 97. I thought they were both terrible games. And we've covered the first Power Soccer, actually, and we didn't like it at all.
It's not. I don't think it's for me, this game. Like, again, though, I blame Pez. I blame Pez for all of my anxieties in life. It's your fault, Konami. No, it's because you just naturally compare, don't you? Compare everything.
You do, yeah.
Football game-wise.
You do, absolutely. Yeah, and we were spoilt with Pez. It was so good, or ISS. But this, to me, feels very third-rate. Yeah,
it's hard not to compare. I mean, I even compare some girlfriends, ex-girlfriends to Pez. It's like, is she as good as Pez? Nah. But...
Oh, she doesn't score as many goals.
It's like, it's night in with my girlfriend tonight or play Pez. Oh, it's going to have to be Pez.
Pez and a Domino's pizza, job done. Love it. So that was Power Soccer. Shall we move on? So here we are, totally different tunage this time, and we're on another demo disc. I think this is demo disc 71, if memory serves me correctly. So, Mike, what's the deal with demo disc 71?
Again, it's just a disc that I think, guys, I had, because it's got this, WWF SmackDown, which Dave said he can't wait to play before we hit record. So,
So please go easy on me. If any of you are WWE aficionados, you can't say WWF these days for the wrestling.
No.
Please go easy on me. I am no good at these games and never have been.
But, mate, honestly, I don't know what I'm doing in these games. I just mash. I mash buttons. I'm not big on wrestling. I just loved the video games, especially if you were playing multiplayer with other people. It was just something about them. They were just hilarious. But this will bring back memories for me, this game. So
here we go. Exhibition is all I can do. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah, I can play.
Two-player. Yeah, I'm going to go Stone Cold.
I'm going to go... What's the era? I'm trying to think. Oh, it's got to be Mankind. Why can't I choose Mankind? Oh, because it's a demo.
Yeah, so Stone Cold and The Rock is the sort of era we're in at this point in time, if my memory serves me correctly. So I'd go as The Rock. Does it do the intros? Because I seem to remember SmackDown and all these other games doing the intros for the wrestlers. No, it doesn't.
I'm sure it does in the full game. Look at this, though. This blew me away, guys, when I first saw this, because graphically... It was incredible.
A good friend of mine, actually, Chris, he was massively into wrestling and he had all these SmackDown games. He loved these games. I could never get on with them.
They are good when you know what you're doing. My brother would teach me how to play them. Like, ooh, I'm not that clued up on the rules with wrestling. Like, because I used to get confused. You can pin them to beat them, but also can you throw them over the top rope to beat them, or is that a different event? You know, I used to get confused.
That might
like
be
yourself.
a different event. Yeah, that might be a different event, because some events you go out the ring, you know, thinking, oh, I'm all right. You go out the ring and then that's it. Job done. Or it's not TKO because that's boxing. It is just pinning them, isn't it?
I think so, mate. But like, I'm like you. It's because we religiously watched F1 and footy, I think.
I think you're right. I didn't really watch much else in the way of sports. Maybe tennis on the odd occasion.
I like tennis.
I felt really, really bored.
I liked Wimbledon when I was younger. The F1, like I've already said.
Or snooker.
The snooker, man. Really relaxing. I used to love watching the snooker to relax too. But yeah, that's the SmackDown, guys. It's wrestling. I just wanted you guys to see, if you haven't seen it before, the big chunky sprites. I mean, look, the digitized sprites. I think they're digitized.
Yeah, I think they are. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I think I think the animations are really good as well.
They're not bad, are they? They're not bad. When you consider this is PS1. Oh, there we go. I tried to pin Mike there. Shall we move on to another game?
Yes. Yes, let's do it. It was one of those...
I do remember that.
Yeah, I'm just going to say it was one of those games, though, with constant loud music playing. You don't need that. Like, wrestling doesn't have music playing whilst they're wrestling. Anyway.
Soul Reaver. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, I believe that is.
Yes.
Twisted Metal. Now, this is years after Twisted Metal came out. Black and White. Mort the Chicken. Final Fantasy. Which one's that?
9.
IX? 9.
11.
Yeah.
9.
9. It'd be 9, I think. Alone in the Dark 4.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm not very good with my Roman numerals. Pipe Mania, that was also on the Amiga, I'm sure, and the home computers. I'm pretty sure it was, anyway.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was. Isn't it like a puzzler?
It is, but mate, take a look at Alone in the Dark.
Alone in the Dark 4. Okay, let's do it.
Because this will bring back some memories. I wonder if it'll be playable demo.
We'll soon see. Alone in the Dark is survival horror, isn't it? If my memory serves me correctly. So here we go.
Infogrames, the French developer.
Shadow Island.
Yeah, this series...
Oh, it was a video. Damn it, I skipped it. It was a video.
I thought it would be a video. Let's watch that, because this series used to spook me.
Yeah. So I'll leave the controls alone for now, and let's see what this Alone in the Dark preview would have been.
Don't get scared, mate.
Oh, I'm struggling here, Mike. I'm struggling.
Because Dave scares even easier than I do, guys, and that's saying something, because I scare very easy.
Yeah. So look at this.
So we had this kind of as a competitor for Silent Hill, I guess.
Yeah. Whoa. Look at this.
But again, the PS1, I'm going to bore you all, but the PS1 for survival horrors was brilliant as well.
It was absolutely awesome. As you were just saying, Silent Hill was fantastic. The Resident Evil games, this. I'm trying to think, I'm sure there was another one. I'm sure Clock Tower was a survival horror to a degree, wasn't it?
Clock Tower, yeah. And you've just reminded me, as we're recording this, they are doing a remake for it for the Series X and PS5, Clock Tower, and it used to terrify me.
They are. And also, I watched the YouTuber that's developed the engine for Clock Tower, so shout out to Modern Vintage Gamer.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes. He's developed the engine for that and some other games that are coming out.
Wow, I did not know that he did coding and developing and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's his day job. He is a game
That's
developer.
impressive. Well done. Congrats to him. That's
Yeah.
such a gig to pull, that one. That looked cool.
Yeah, so there we go. That looks... Oh, bloody hell.
That looked cool.
2001.
When's it out? May 2001. Okay.
You need to set your watch or your calendar.
Yeah, I'm just writing it down on the calendar, guys. May 2001.
May 2001.
Not long
Brilliant.
now.
And in a couple of months' time, you can go and buy that from HMV.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where
So,
I
any other
bought,
demos?
mate, HMV, you jest, but that's where I bought Tomb Raider from for the PS1, which is
wow.
crazy. Let's look at one more on this disc, shall we, and then move on. Let's look at WWF SmackDown. I'm joking. That. What the hell is that? Sheepdog and Wolf. What is that?
Okay, let's have a look, because I'm intrigued by what this is. I don't think I've ever played Sheepdog and Wolf.
And what the hell is
Powerline?
Powerline? What is that? It keeps saying it all the time for every game.
You could phone that for hints, tips, and cheats, from what I can remember, because it was in the magazine as well. So another Infograms game, Sheepdog and Wolf.
Oh, is it?
Looks like Wile E. Coyote,
Yes.
doesn't it?
That is exactly what I was thinking. Wonder what license this has got. Oh, it's,
So let's have a look.
Daffy Duck.
So
I bet you it's a 3D platformer.
I reckon you're probably going to be right. Let's have a look. So it's giving me some things on the screen. I'm not reading any of this. I should be, but I'm not reading any of that.
Nah.
Start. Here we go.
So yeah,
we
Daffy
can just see what
Duck,
this is
Wile E. Coyote, like you say.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, it's going to be a 3D platformer. Look at that. So,
Oh,
okay.
that looks cool. This looks really nice graphically. What on earth is going on?
Oh, you can push the boulder. Okay, that's cool.
Look at the animations. This looks fantastic.
Really, really does. It looks cool, doesn't it? Now, as for what we're supposed to do, I have no idea.
You got to be wary of 3D platformers on the PS1 because whilst they look good, there were some very ropey ones like Garfield. I'm pretty sure that was PS1.
And
Bubsy.
also Bubsy 3D,
Yeah.
which was absolutely abysmal.
Terrible. Shameless plug again, guys. Check out Bad Video Games. I did take a look at that PS1 Bubsy 3D, and like Dave said,
Yeah.
it is woeful.
It's pretty bad.
This-
So I probably should have read the intro because I have no idea what I'm doing.
I say we move on. This looks pretty lame, actually. I mean, visually it looks nice, but it looks lame.
So, any other demos on this disc, or should we move on to the next one, the third choice of mine?
Let's move on.
So here we are, demo disc number 29. Now, there's a reason why I've selected this, as there always is, and you're looking at it, Actua Soccer 2. The demo of that was on this disc. And Mike, I played this demo repeatedly, literally reset, played the demo again and again and again. I thought the game at the time was that good.
Did you? Wow. Yeah, this will be interesting. I don't know if I've played... We haven't covered this, have we, for Retro Football?
Not on the Chorizo Machine channel. We did cover Actua Soccer 2 many, many moons ago back on Dave's Game
your
Room.
channel, that's right. That's why. And the cover art, brings back memories straight away. So I have definitely played this game. Gremlin. I miss Gremlin.
So do I. Now, one interesting fact about this demo, which I don't think it's two-player, unfortunately, even though it does show a second pad.
No, it's not two-player.
Is there's a piece of commentary. The intro piece of commentary has been recorded specifically for this demo. This piece of commentary that you're going to hear is not in the full game. Because when I first heard this, I thought, wow. And then I remembered the full game doesn't have it. So, are you ready?
That's interesting. Did you see who you were playing against them, mate? Rom Chip. Look at the lines, man. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that commentary, Mike, was not in the full version. This is exclusive to the demo.
So what was it in the full version? That's Brooklyn, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It was more generic lines that they gave to introduce matches. It would be just things like, welcome to today's match. And that's it.
Okay.
You wouldn't hear the teams being mentioned or anything like that.
That's a shame, man. Because that commentary was sublime then. All it was missing was a, 'cause that's me.
because it was that got me fired up. Because I thought this commentary is amazing. It's like I'm watching, Match of the Day. I'm watching a game on BBC.
Yeah.
It was that good.
Do you like this game, gameplay-wise?
This game, gameplay-wise, is quite simplistic, if I'm honest. But at the time, I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was really, really good. And in actual fact, and this is a story I think I might have told you before back in the day, this demo was the talking point of our football training session for the local Saturday league side that I used to play for.
Okay.
We were in training, and all of us were just constantly talking about this demo and how good this game was.
Yeah, I like the Actra games, which I have talked about on the channel before. I really did. This is decent. I've definitely played it before. This is a decent football game. It's just a bit of fun. Like, hasn't got the depth of a PES, obviously.
No, it hasn't.
But it's in its own right, as its own game. It's fine.
It is, yeah, and we actually covered Actua Soccer 3, so we covered the successor to this on the channel on the Retro Football series.
Oh, he's at the post.
Check that out.
Yeah, check it out, guys.
Oh, save! Now he's going to put that in, surely. Oh, he doesn't.
Southgate.
Yeah. Oh, it's gone back across the box. Collins!
Is that John Collins? Lambert?
It is indeed John Collins. You remember him? He played for Everton at one stage.
And Celtic, I think.
And Fulham as well.
He appears on Sky Sports sometimes at half-time. He's one of the most dour men in the world.
Yeah,
it's like,
he is. I totally agree.
I don't know why they get him on, but anyway, no disrespect to John Collins. I'm sure you're a very, very nice person.
Yeah, so we're pretty familiar with this. So I'm going to exit the game and we'll go back to the menu and have a look at what other demos are on this disc.
Yeah, let's do it. Look at that.
As it gives us a lovely preview of what's to come for this game. No club teams in Actua Soccer 2. That was introduced in Actua Soccer 3.
Yeah, that's right. Do you like Actua Soccer 3?
Yeah, we covered it. I think we both liked it.
I thought it was decent,
quite a good game.
Yeah.
Decent, but again, it was more on the simplistic side compared to ISS Pro Evolution, for example. We always have to compare it to that, because that, for us, is the gold standard.
Yeah. I don't think...
24 stadiums.
Yeah, I don't think any developers were as talented when it comes to making soccer games on the console in those times. It's just Konami were just leagues ahead of everyone else when it comes to the gameplay side. But anyway.
They were. Absolutely. Then we got Discworld 2, Formula Karts, Judge Dredd, Roscoe McQueen that you heard me mention during the demo ones that we covered, Cool Borders 2.
Yeah.
And Gran Turismo. Now, Gran Turismo on this disc, if I remember rightly, is just a rolling demo. It's not playable. So is there any that you would like to check out
I
on
would
this disc?
love to see Formula Karts.
Let's do Formula Karts, because I do remember this, and I have played it.
I don't remember this being a thing. All I can think of is the F1... Oh, look at that! Is the F1 Karts game that me and you played online on the Xbox 360.
I can remember that. That's right. So yeah, I did play this. This game is straightforward, but it's fun. It's a good little game, this one.
So is it actually licensed by the FIA?
This one isn't, I don't think. So, race. Yep, single race. Those annoying sound effects are there.
Oh, the karts look cool as hell, though.
They do, yeah. You'll see what I mean when we get into the game. It looks pretty decent.
Because obviously this is where a lot of F1 drivers started their careers as youngsters, isn't it, on these karts, on Formula Karts?
Yeah, go-karting all the way back in the day. Myself, I raced go-karts when I was a lot younger. So here we go.
Oh, look at
with a lovely
this.
klaxon as well. Yeah, so this is Formula Karts. Sliding around. The handling's actually quite realistic and quite true to life.
Oh, man, I love racing around on the karts when we've played races over the years, and someone always in the lobby, the host would always change it up and select the karts, and we'd all be on go-karts. I can't think of the game. Was it Gran Turismo?
Yeah, we did Gran Turismo 7, I think it was, and the karts were used, and I absolutely loved it because it was hilarious, but it was brilliant at the same time.
I think it was GT Sport, but...
Or was it Sport?
I think so. But I just loved it, man. We were just laughing our heads off. It was so much fun.
This is a game I think you'd like. It's straightforward fun. It's a game that you can play and have a quick blast on.
Yeah, I would.
It's a lot of fun.
I definitely would love this, actually.
So here we go. Dave's going to finish 5th out of 8. So there we go. That's Formula Karts for you. Pretty cool kart racing game.
That's interesting, yeah.
So, any others, or should we move on to your 3rd and final choice?
Yeah, let's move on.
So here we are, demo disc number 81. This is Mike's 3rd and final choice for this particular episode. So let's have a look at the demos on this disc. And Mike, what's the deal with demo disc number 81?
I can't remember, mate. I really don't know why I chose this, but there was a reason when I was looking at the games on. That's why. Thank you, Dave. Dave helps me.
There we go.
I was looking at the list earlier, guys, of demo discs and going through the ones I thought I might have played when I was a kid, because it's just more fun that way, bringing back memories. And yeah, I remember playing this on the demo disc, Destruction Derby Raw.
So now's the time for me to confess something, and I think I might have said this during a video on one of our other series, maybe Old School. I dismissed Destruction Derby Raw completely. I assumed that this was not a good game, but I got confused. It's actually a PS2 Destruction Derby game that I didn't like, and not this one. When I actually played this one, which was quite a few years ago that I first played this, I liked it.
I like this game, yeah. I like all the Destruction Derbies. There hasn't been... Oh, listen to that. There hasn't been one that I don't like. I don't think, anyway.
Yeah, so they give you a couple of tracks that you can race on, which is cool. Oh, look, there's the bowl. Nice. And a couple of cars, if memory serves me correctly. Yeah, police car with the Raven.
Look at the car models. They look so cool.
Absolutely awesome. Let's launch into the game. The Dragonfly.
Dragonfly, yeah. I remember this.
Yeah, this game is cool. And of course, we've got a spiritual successor these days, which is Wreckfest. Wreckfest is absolutely awesome as well.
Just incredible, Wreckfest. One of the best games, races that has been developed and released in recent times. Very underrated. Oh, look at this.
Here we go. Destruction Derby Raw. Oh,
I remember this. Look at... I'm going to say it again, the car models. That was the thing with the PS1, and I have said this on the channel before, guys, but if you are new, sometimes with PlayStation games, graphically they haven't aged the best because of the polygons that they used back then and that kind of thing. But with racers, I still think they look sensational on the PS1, my personal preference.
Yeah, there's quite a few racing games, I totally agree, where they look really good. And if you upscale them as well, they look fantastic. And this... Again, I know maybe I'm stretching things a bit. Looks like a PS2 game when you upscale it. It looks really good.
It does, yeah, it does look good. The Bone Cruncher.
And this, I've got to say, Mike, what I like about this, and I know people will laugh at me, it's slower, it's heavier, it feels more realistic. The physics of the cars and the crashes, they feel more realistic.
No, I'd agree with that. Yeah. Is it the same developer as the first one? Because what I was going to say is they'd really got to grips with this series and they were just kind of making minor adjustments and stuff, but was it the same developer all the way through?
I think this one is done by a different developer, because if my memory serves me correctly, there was a different logo next to the Psygnosis logo on the loading screen. So I don't think this was done by Reflections. I think by this time, Reflections had moved on to Driver and Driver 2.
Which were both very good as well.
Yeah, I think this one is a different game, which is why it feels so different to the other two.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, this is fantastic.
It's good.
It is really good. It's a really good game.
Definitely one of the best races on the PS1, I would say. It is that good.
But again, PS1 races, what was it? You know, there was just so many.
There were so many absolute corkers on the PS1. There were some terrible ones, and we will cover them in the future on Old School, because there were some bad ones.
There were. Well, if you had to say your top 3 PS1 racers, I think I know what you'll say for one, but what would they be, your top 3?
Top 3 would be Gran Turismo, Ridge Racer Revolution, and Formula 1 97.
Oh, I had them the wrong way round. I thought you'd say Formula 1 97 would be top. For me, it would be. Formula 1 97 would be number 1. Number 2... Oh, I'd have to think about it, guys. It's too much of a complicated question for me right now, because there's too many I like. Way too many
so
I like.
Many of them.
Could you class Wipeout in that list as a racer?
You could, yeah, because it is a racer. Yes, it's a combat racer, but it's still a racer.
Because 2097 would be in my top 3. And then
So good.
probably
Such a
and
good
probably that Destruction Derby Raw. So there's my top 3. Cool Borders.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Cool Borders 4. Yeah. What else should we take a look at?
Let's try something a little bit different rather than Racers. So I won't go with Cool Borders, which is kind of Racer. Go for Tony Hawk's Tips. I think that's a rolling video.
Let's have a look. Tony Hawk's 3 tips, because you did get these occasionally.
Yeah.
Videos showing you how to pull off various tricks.
Yeah, this was cool. Because I love the Hawks games.
Here we go.
Look at this.
This is quality. So here we go. Grinds. Jump on rails using X and then hit try. Okay, well, we kind of know how to do that. That's the basics of grinding. Use left and right to keep your balance. Yeah. Makes sense.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. So what's next?
What Hawks
Okay, so reach
is
out
this?
the way, ledges.
Sorry, mate.
This is Tony Hawk's 3. I think this one is.
Okay.
Yeah. By this time, Tony Hawk's 3 was actually on the PS2, so this was a previous gen version.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember Tony Hawk's 3 was on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube.
I've played 1 and 2, but not
Yep.
3. Oh,
Yep.
I've just thought of another game I owned. I lied. I owned 5 games then, because I owned Tony Hawk's 1. I bought it around release.
Right.
And a game called Thrasher, which was like more of an...
Thrasher Skate and Destroy.
Yeah, that was a more of a simulation-based skateboarding game. I'm sure I owned that as well. My brother might have bought it and just borrowed my PS1. But anyway, this is cool. This is cool, showing you how to do the tricks and stuff. I never played Hawks 3. I played 1 and 2, but not 3.
No.
And Underground. I love Thug.
And likewise, telling a lie, when I was at college, I bought Tony Hawk's 2. I absolutely love Tony Hawk's 2.
What a game that was.
Yeah, it was. So, is there anything else, or is we going to bring this particular episode to a close?
Let's bring it to a close. We've been talking for long enough. I need a cup of tea. But that was really enjoyable. Shall we actually just leave some footage running in the background as we disappear? Where is it gone? Keep going, my man.
Okay.
What is
Goal of the month.
What is that? Goal of the month. So
Goal of the month. This will be videos that people have sent in, or replays that people have sent in from football games.
Oh.
So we'll leave this running, and we will catch you all in the next episode.